do hereby declare that 3 minutes and 59 of the seconds of previously on and preamble is too much. Thine punishment shall be sitting through me sinning things I don't understand because I'm missing context that I've been told but have since forgotten. Killing your wife, niece. Weird how there isn't a specific aside for that one.
Let's see what your Lord Paramount is made of.
Eventual dialogue from the inevitable Streaming Wars movie franchise somehow makes it into the episode. Damon being an awkward ass by picking the urinal closest to poor young Tully.
How fares your grandsire?
He lies in a kind of waking sleep.
Well, apparently the Lord of the Riverlands has been keeping up with this season of House of the Dragon too.
I require men of action to lead my host of rivermen.
Leaving the room without petting these adorable fluffy puppers. There are plenty of ways to communicate Damon's lack of a soul without being this cruel.
But I was not told his savior was so comely.
Describing your bastard stepson as comely. The poor man has an uphill battle as it is without this confusing boner to contend with.
He was the sailor who plucked you from your watery grave.
I did not think it relevant.
If only the show was of the same mindset. Maybe we could all be spared the soap opera-inspired he is the father drama. Gratuitous Simbo foreshadowism.
Sir Kristen Cole's host has taken to exploiting the tree cover to conceal its movements. He now only travels by night to confound our dragon.
Hold on a second. Are we saying the dragons are confused beyond all usefulness by darkness? They can't spot an entire f***ing army because it's nighttime? How is a lack of lumens their one true weakness? Don't they live in a f***ing cave? I mean, they seem pretty f***ing effective in Game of Thrones Season 8, and that shit was the very definition of confounding darkness.
You should have burned them when you had the chance.
Armchair quarterbacking a dragon war.
If I know the Riverlands, he has more disentangling ahead of him than the end of a Lycini orgy.
Comparative metaphors that I have to look up in order to feel included. Lisa's only been mentioned like 6 times in like 13 years, and I have so many weird dragon names to remember. Not to mention all the Aegons, the Daemons, the Aemons, and the Raymonds. Some of these bastards are even named the same. It's too much.
This council is rudderless.
No, rudderless would mean that Rhaenyra was here, but she didn't have people like Alfred to give instructions to, which we all might actually prefer.
I'm doing my best to steer it, Sir Alfred.
Oh, well, as long as you're trying your best. Now, where did I put all of my gold stars? They're no Iron Throne, but they do have smiley faces on them.
What has come of this council?
I know this is pretty much how it would go down, but it's really not a good look for the show to have Corlys swoop in and save the day here. Baelor sent for Rhaenys. Couldn't the show have given Rhaenys a win in her farewell episode? Did we really gain much from seeing Corlys swing a sea snake around again? Oh, a battle! Let's go! It all happened off screen again, didn't it? Littering.
It's your f***ing castle!
Well, that castle is more crippled than I am, Your Grace.
Varys would be the master of inappropriately hilarious whispers at TVSins. It doesn't do me much good to have subtitles for your High Valyrian if I still have to Google the words on the screen, damn it. The f*** is a sobriquet? Since when did Westeros get a France?
That is a rich indulgence.
The fact that Larys can apparently tell what this pot contains by sight alone suggests that the good maester should add some variety to the delivery containers for his plantee. Also, considering Alicent wouldn't even tell the maester who the anti-baby potion was for, I can't believe she so haphazardly left it on the table to be discovered by whichever man next chooses to violate her privacy.
He's covered himself in glory, to be sure.
And maybe one day the show will cover us in his glory by actually showing one of these battles on screen.
The war will be fought, many will die, and the victor will eventually ascend the throne.
Making promises that this season will refuse to deliver. You see, Daemon is following an eye-patched version of himself because he's more like Aemon than he wants to admit, because subtlety is just not in this castle's hallucinatory vocabulary.
It's a touch late to be stalking about a strange castle putting its people to the sword.
Well, unfortunately, there weren't any unstrange castles available to him, and his dragon won't fit in the corridors.
I'm called Alice.
Oh, I don't know why she's scheming or why she's in the know. Will Daemon do a treason? Will we even care to know? Projecting Daemon's fears, and all that we know is that she's Alice. Alice! Who the f***?
Bastard.
Once you get to know me, you'll find I'm not so bad.
And you'll have plenty of time to get to know her because wandering Harrenhal and talking to Alice is all Daemon does in this episode.
Here, drink this.
accepting this beverage from a self-proclaimed witch in a strange castle that you just stole. Also, hang on a minute. Is this the same Daemon that upon arriving at Harrenhal refused to eat dinner or drink wine because he was worried about being poisoned? Then a witch tells him he'll die in the castle and offers him a goblet of bloody things, and he's all clink clink bottoms up. Does that seem smart?
I once vied for Queen Rhaenyra's hand.
I wouldn't brag about that, buddy. You were apparently so lousy an option that she eventually chose her uncle instead.
You bore me. You all bore me.
And yet, somehow, it appears to be a mystery to Aegon as to why everyone insists on ruling without him. Also, I'm kind of with Aegon. Remember when these small council meetings used to be fun? You have Littlefinger being a scheming creep, Tywin being a plotting bastard who's tired of everyone's Varys verbally slaying everyone in sight. All we have here is Larys, who I think we only like because his name rhymes with Varys, and a selection of blank faces that the show has given little to no personality. I'd be skipping these meetings too.
Those men at your council table earned their seats.
Believing that anything at King's Landing is a meritocracy. I'm pretty sure the Lannisters just buy their seat on the council. Sir Criston is essentially failing upwards thanks to Alicent and Aegon pushing him away from death. Aemond has a dragon, so no one's arguing with him. And as previously mentioned, I don't even know enough about the other council members to argue for or against their qualifications. No, I won't read the bloody books until George bothers to finish writing them. Just kidding. I still won't read them.
We shall move now and strike by day. They will not expect it.
They will not expect it because it is f***ing madness.
Cole's confident because he knows that Vhagar will be at Rook's Rest to back them up. Sweet. But why is he keeping it secret from Sir Slowhorses over here? I mean, it's a great way to hide the plan from the audience, but isn't there some advantage to telling your number 2 guy what the f***ing plan is in case he accidentally f***s it up through ignorance?
Either I win my claim or die.
Episode makes the bold move of confirming that Rhaenyra is, as we suspected, exactly where she was at the end of season 1. Glad it took us 3.5 hours of content to establish that.
I will go.
My queen.
Send me.
No.
You must send me, Your Grace.
Hey, can you wake me up when they figure out which Pokemon to use and the dragon starts? Cats. Kids. Making the terrifying fire lizard a million times more adorable, thus giving away that you're about to kill them off. I know from experience that throne shows won't let me have nice things for too long. What do you mean, again? Rhaenyra just said,
I inherited 80 years of peace from my father.
Either Rhaenys is a lot older than we thought, or someone's being very flexible with their definition of peace.
Aegon the Conqueror's dream. He called it the Song of Ice and Fire.
Roll book commercials. Yes, I know we're in a different book, but it's so weird when they say the names of these books in the show. Also, I keep forgetting that a key motivation for Rhaenyra is based on protecting the realm from a zombie uprising that one of her relatives once had a dream about over 100 years ago. Just because it ends up being right, it doesn't make it any less of a weird thing to go to war over. Far be it for me to critique dragon battling technique, but why didn't Rhaenys fly in from this direction? She would have taken out far more men, right? Oh well, I'm sure the rest of her strategy will more than make up for this initial stumble.
This.
Again, maybe if all the people with the ability to screw up the master plan were made aware of the master plan, like this wouldn't happen. Okay, Aemon ends up using this to his twisted advantage, but this reaction suggests he's not happy with Aegon's arrival, and that could have been easily avoided.
On boss! Vhagar!
Hitting snooze on your dragon alarm.
This was your secret plot, Cole. For the king himself to lay ambush and mayhap die in the attempt.
Nope. It just so happens that Aegon managed to time his spontaneously unplanned arrival exactly with the signal arrows that you just released. I know Aegon knew the battle was happening, but this timing is insane when you think about it. It's a shame we never really get the full translation from High Valyrian, but fortunately I'm here to fill in the gaps. What she actually said was, attack, Meleys, but make sure it's by flying straight at him instead of taking full advantage of being able to fly in literally any direction. Okay, cool shot, but why the f*** is Aemon approaching the battle from this low? He doesn't have the excuse of being drunk like Aegon, so why isn't he attacking from way the f*** up in the clouds? I am small dragon. I bite this hard spiky part of your head. Fear my mighty roar.
Dracarys!
Look, I know I've been crying for some dragon action all this season, but now it feels icky. Every time they come out to play, one or more of them dies. I don't want my dragon math to glide us in the wrong direction, but I think there are fewer than 20 dragons out there in the world, right? That is beyond endangered. So if one of them dies, I feel like it needs to be for a really good reason and not just because Aegon is drunk driving and Aemond had his feelings hurt in a brothel that one time. Also, I know Aemon hates Aegon, but what the f did Sunfire do? Dragons are a precious commodity and you're gonna kill one of your own? Aemon's a smart man, and it's pretty disappointing that this is his best tactic to get rid of Aegon, a person he's been manipulating just fine up until now. Also, Book 2, A Song of Alsos and Alsos. Rhaenys and Aegon survive this. Seriously, I assumed they'd be literal toast, but since they've come out of this just a bit sooty, I was beginning to assume their dragon blood was making them immune to fire a la Daenerys. This is weird considering that will be completely contradicted when we eventually see a very not fire immune King Aegon his face. You have a seatbelt and you're only now putting it on? What other safety features have we been missing? You got some cool flight goggles back there you're choosing not to use as well? We're led to believe that these two are experienced dragon riders. So is this how most dragon fights end up? In a flaming death spiral? Damn it, Rhaenys. What does she think she's doing? She has been set up as one of the most formidable dragon riders in the world, so how has she been outmaneuvered by this shit? Why was she flying so low to the ground? Sudden altitude sickness? There is no way she believes Vhagar is out of this fight, so why isn't she in f***ing orbit trying to find him? Also, apparently Aemon is trying to turn Vhagar's sneak attack into a thing. It's not a thing. Hiding Vhagar is like putting a T-Rex behind a slightly smaller T-Rex and hoping you're not spotted. This only works because Rhaenys was stupid or hubristic enough to fly at the perfect angle to somehow not see the chonky boy by the castle. Damn it! Of all the creatures in this battle, he survives?
The king has fallen. We must find him.
This shit was literally being held together by the script for this moment, and that is some magical bullshit. Also, how did the flesh and bones under the armor melt while the metal appears to be just a little dusty? The leather buckles are still intact. Certainly Dragonfire would have melted those, right?
Where's his grace?
Oh, he just went to grab a Starbucks. They have this new flavor. He's under the burning dragon, asshole.
That sort of thing could get a man fired.
Is this why you came? To subject me to an inquisition?
You think you're so great because you have boats!
The two of you have been plotting without my authority.
Where did you learn your trade, you stupid fucking you idiot? Whoever told you that you could work with men?
Krakens, of venal cravens.
Hey, you. Finally awake.
My counsel, Cole, Aemond, they pursue their campaign without seeking my aid or even my thoughts.
I don't like your jerk-off name. I don't like your jerk-off face. I don't like your jerk-off behavior. And I don't like you, jerk-off.
Jerk goddess!